Okay, folks, Captain Open here. Take two on a video that I'm just making to help a couple of viewers that asked questions about how to set up Streamlabs for streaming. They're having some issues on their end. So hopefully this can kind of get you pointed in the right direction. It's by no means a complete in-depth run through of everything you're going to need to do, but there's tons of Google results on the subject and many YouTube videos that are probably going to do a better job of explaining this than I am. So I would definitely go look at those before referring to this one for anything too crazy. So basically what you're going to want to do is go to Streamlabs, which is Googleable. Just Google Streamlabs. Download the Streamlabs OBS software. This is kind of the easier mode version of it, I guess you could say, than the actual OBS software itself. But it's good for first-time streamers, and which is good enough for me. Basically, once you get into this program, you're going to want to go to the cog icon down here, hit the stream tab here, and link it to the platform you wish to stream on. So either Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, or add a different one. I don't know what else you'd pick there. I know there's some other ones, but not really what we're concerned with today. Twitch, you'll just need your stream key, which is in the Twitch options, easy to find. Again, I won't go into too many details. I won't bring that page up because obviously I don't want to share mine with you. Don't share that with anyone because it basically allows them to log into your streaming account and stream whatever the hell they want, which is obviously not a good thing, unless it's my chair doing it. And in that case, chair, you have the reins to do whatever you want. Anyway, so yeah, we're linked into Twitch here. We are integrated to the Twitch with the API, Stream API key. It'll be an option here. I won't go through it, obviously, but it's pretty straightforward to do. Next thing we're going to be looking at is your video settings. So as we can see here, I'm running on a base canvas resolution of 26 by 40 by 1440, which is 2K. Twitch does not support that resolution to be streamed with, and it's pretty crazy to be trying to stream at that resolution anyways, just because of the bandwidth required to not only upload, but also for you guys to download and stream it. So I've downscaled my 2K to a regular 1920 by 1080p. Basically full HD stream at 60 FPS. If you're just starting out, or your hardware's not as good, or your internet is not as good, the 720 option is fantastic, and that's probably what I would recommend you use, in fact, because you're going to get the most people able to watch it because of their own internet connections. I do have some viewers that struggle with 1920 by 1080, and I'm thinking about even going down to 720, but we'll do a Discord poll and see what everyone thinks, because I'm all about the quality, right? Yeah, so basically you just want to downscale to a resolution that you're going to be streaming at from your base resolution. It might be the same in this case. Most people are using 1080 monitors, and so you might just be base to base, and it's no problem there, but I would probably recommend dropping it to the 720 resolution. The next thing we're gonna have to look at is output. So when we're streaming, the big thing we want to find out is if you're going to be using hardware encoding with NVENC, which is Nvidia encoding built into the Nvidia GPUs, current and a couple gens ago GPUs. So that's obviously what I'm using. The other option you're going to be having here is an X264, which is CPU encoding. Keep in mind that if you do not have a Nvidia GPU and you are encoding on your CPU, your overhead CPU usage is going to be considerably higher than what it would be if you are using NVENC, which is using GPU resources, not CPU resources. X264 I'm not very familiar with. I've never used it to stream. So that being said, I'm not going to run through that. I would definitely go to YouTube for those kind of tutorials. I know there's a bunch more options than we're going to look at here today, so hopefully you're using an NVIDIA GPU. Please sponsor me, NVIDIA. You're welcome. But yeah, it's very straightforward with NVENC. You're going to set your rate control, which we're not even going to touch, but bitrate. That's the big thing we want to look at today. So this is based off of your upload speed and the resolution you're trying to stream at. I stream at 1080p and 60 FPS. We're running a bitrate of 4000, which is below spec that is recommended by Twitch, as we're looking at right here. This is basically stream.twitch.tv/encoding. I googled it. It came up as the first result for Twitch bit rates. So we're looking at Nvidia NVENC specs. For 1920 by 1080 at 60 FPS, they're saying recommending a bitrate of 6,000. We're running 2,000 below that. Why am I running 2,000 below that? Because I think the stream looks fine. Most people don't have any issues with choppiness. If they do, they haven't told me. And it allows more people to be able to stream it at 1080 than if we were running at full 6,000. We might change that later, but I'm actually unsure as to why it's so low, because I'm pretty sure I had it set higher. So maybe I'll have to look at that. Maybe I've just discovered something. A ghost in the machine. Anyways, they're recommending a bitrate of 6,000, 45 for 30 FPS at 1080, 720, they're recommending 45. So we're actually running low. We're running like between 720, 60, and 30 in terms of our own bitrate right now, which I think I need to change because that seems crazy that we're running that low. I obviously haven't looked at my settings very often recently. I did just make a whole bunch of changes to my channel, so I think maybe I changed the profile by accident. Anyways, this is a handy, very, very, very handy site in terms of getting bit rates and stuff like that for what resolution you're going to want to stream at. This is mostly based off your internet upload speed. Anyways, we can go to, you just basically Google speed test, go to this, run the test, find out your upload speed. If you have 10 megabytes per second upload, you should be good for 10,000 bits bit rate, but you're not going to want to do that. You're going to want to run significantly lower because you need overhead for your other purposes. I have a 300, so we are very much good to go on upload speed in terms of bit rates. It's more for the downloads for you guys streaming that I don't run higher. Anyways, a really handy resource I just found is going to be this site, which I will maybe just overlay on the video. It's obviously by a streamer, and it's a really good rundown in blog format, basically detailing everything that I'm telling you right now, just kind of in a blog format. It's some really good information for those of you just starting out or trying to figure out why things aren't running the way they should. And yeah, I'll definitely overlay this. It's a pretty darn good blog from 2018, so relatively current. Anyways, folks, I do hope that helps you in terms of setting up some of your video settings. The only other thing we're going to look at is the scenes, which will run down really quickly. This is basically just setting up game capture and display captures. You don't need any of this extra stuff that you can see here, like, you know, borders and bars and everything. They are nice. In order to set those up on Streamlabs, if you want to just have automatic scene generation, you can just go to this themes tab over here. Click that and it'll take you to all sorts of different themes. You can subscribe to Streamlabs Prime, I believe they call it, which basically gives you access to a ton of animated ones, some more detailed ones, etc., etc. There's a really good free one called Talon by VBI that I used for many months prior to switching. Well, many months. I say the beginning of the stream as we know it today, till very recently when we obviously switched to the current gen build that we're using right now. Talon by VBI, it's a fantastic free one. It comes with a lot of stuff with it, which is fantastic. Anyways, that's basically that. Click back to your camera, which gets you back to your scenes view editor, and all the scenes that come in the scene pack right there, you can set up, use which ones you want, delete which ones you don't. We want to add sources, which is basically the webcam, me talking to you. I'm like, you know, the ability to see me talking to you by webcam, the display capture, which we're using right now, and game capture and stuff like that. Basically, sources, you just want to hit this plus tab right there, and it will bring up all the available sources to you. You can add new sources. You can add tons of different stuff here. And basically, you just click it. Say we want to add another webcam or something like that. Video capture, you want to add a new source because I don't want to add one over top of my current one. Video capture device, it'll give you a rundown of all the webcams available that you have, or webcam programs, because I'm using XSplit VCam, which allows me to have Mr. Jimmy Barnes in the background right there. Tons of different tools here. Basically just add it in, and you can basically grab the screen and drag things where you want it. We're going to drag our whole game capture around here. Everything's bordered there. If you don't like what you did, just hit the right mouse button on the screen there. You can undo, move the game capture. We can undo that again because you moved it out of the way. Everything is very straightforward in here. It's drag and drop. Any other questions, though? We're getting long here, 10 minutes, more long than I'd be wanting you guys to watch me talk about this kind of stuff anyways. But yeah, I hope that does help. If not, you can screen share on Discord or anything else. I'll post this in the, I don't know, feedback section or something like that for your viewing pleasure. And yeah, guys, we'll see you tomorrow on the next stream. We do have some giveaways coming up, so definitely want to be tuned in for those ones. And I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much. Have a good one.